Hey, Shalom, Israel. Give me 1 minute. We're going to get some people logged in real quick, and then we're going to start the class. All right, Israel. Let's clap it up, man. Let's iron Christ. I like to say Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Thumb to all the brothers, and Yahweh Shema Allah Thumb Shem Yahweh Shout to all the sisters. This is Tuesday night Brotherhood class. I'm precinct officer of 500 Yabaga Bor, and we're gonna have this class today is based on brotherhood, man. All right. It's lucky. Now, when I say brotherhood, it also goes for sisterhood, man. But it's very vital that brothers understand that we all, meaning all of us in the truth, man, we all are important to this truth, man. And without one another, this truth will not excel. It wouldn't be. You know what I mean? And brotherhood is so vital, so much of a vital part of that. You know what I mean? My first script is going to be 1 John chapter 4, verse 20. Well, actually, no. Actually, we're going to start off with Leviticus chapter 20, verse 26. All right? Now, you got to understand, man. We are, the Lord have severed us from these other nations, have separated us from these other nations to be different, to do different things, man. You know what I mean? And we're not supposed to take part in their customs, their way of life, none of this wickedness that we're taking part in. And we find ourselves getting caught up in it. And you know what's the number one thing we take part or we gain from them, that we holding on from them, that we do to each other today? We hate one another, man. Whether you're black and Hispanic or Hispanic and Hispanic, black on black, we seem to hate one another, man. And that is not a custom of Israel, man. That is not what the Lord wants us to do. That's not how the Lord wants us to treat each other, man. All right, let's get it. The book of Leviticus. Salakia. Turn it this way, it's a little bit easier. All right, that's better. The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 26, and it reads, "And ye shall be holy unto me." See, we are holy unto the Lord, man. And what does that word holy mean? It's not what your Christian church will tell you it means. You know what I mean? The word holy means separate. We are holy unto the Lord. We are separate unto him. What does that mean unto me when he said unto me? Salakia. Meaning, to him, we are his chosen people, man. We have nothing to do with these other nations. We're not supposed to follow their way of life, how they live, the things they do. We're supposed to be separate from them, all right? Let's continue on. For I, the Lord, am holy. See, he said, so he is separated. And he is different from those other gods that you might hear. If you hear Buddha or you hear the oppressor, he's trying to steal our culture and turning it into it and turn it for himself. And there you have the white Jesus. You know what I mean? And we know, if you're in the school, we know his name is Yahweh Yahushua. You know what I mean? But they called him Jesus. And then you got the brothers who want to join Islam and want to walk around that black rock and claim they're Muslim. Those gods are not the same as the God of Israel, man. The God of Israel is a nigga God. He's different from all them gods. What do you say? Let's start off from the top. And ye shall be holy unto me. So we shall be separate unto him. His people, we should be separate. For I, the Lord, am holy. For I, the power, I'm holy. He's separate. He's not dealing with any of these other nations. He's not these other nations' God. We don't pray to the same God. That's not true. He said here he's separate from that. Let's continue on. And have severed you from other people, that ye shall be mine. So he cut you off from all these other peoples so you can be his, only his. So when you have people saying we all should be together, man, America is a great place because it's all unity, man, the heck with that, man. You know what I mean? Because we are supposed to be separate. And when we come together and we all try to be one, you get what we have today. You get homosexuality. You get masculine women. You get brothers who don't know their position and don't know how to be men. You know, you get emotional brothers joining together with these other nations, man. If we follow these laws, statutes, and commandments and be separate like the Lord say, we will begin to see our nation rise, man. All right? With that, let's drop that. Let's go to Salakia. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. We are separate from all these nations. These heathen nations, they can do what they want to do. You know what I mean? We try to take part in doing what they do, and guess what? It leads us to a place of sorrow and death and destruction, all right? Because we are separate. We are the Lord's chosen people, man. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. There you go again, man. We are a separate people unto the Lord thy God, thy power. You know what I mean? The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth, man. The Lord said we are a special people. We are more special than the Chinese. We're more special than the Americans. Than our Caucasians. We're more special than the so-called Africans who are the Hamites. We're more special than the Ethiopians and Eritreans. We are more special than these Middle Eastern countries. The Lord said we are more special, right? And what he say? He said we are, the Lord thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, man. Meaning we're special, and we're special unto him, man. And you want to know how we're special? Man, look at these sports. Look at basketball. Man, black people are the most talented, so-called black people in America are the most talented people in America, man. And not to take away nothing from our Issachar right brothers, because those brothers is talented too. And if you really want to get into it, Salaki, Israel is the most talented people here in America, man. The oppressor cannot compete with Israelites, man. He can't compete with the Hispanic in soccer, man. They running the game. You know what I mean? He cannot compete with the blacks in basketball or football, man. We running that. They can't compete with the Dominican brothers who swinging that baseball bat, man, who throwing that ball, man. They can't compete with that. Even running track, they can't compete with that. You know what I mean? We are a special people, man, unto the Lord. We are his chosen people, and we have to operate as so, man. You know what I mean? It's more than just believing, man. You got to put on it. You got to put on that armor and wear that, man. You got to walk around with that badge of honor, man. You know what I mean? Salaki, let's continue on. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Look, we better than all people upon the face of this earth, man. We're better than the blacks. I mean, we're better than the Hispanics, the Chinese, man. We're better than the African, man. We're better, man. And look, and that also goes for the sisters, man. For the women, y'all, our women are better than all of those women, all African women. Hey, black American women are better than African women. If you don't agree with me, hey, that's on you. But I'm telling you, factual. What's factual, man? Ain't nothing better than a sister, an Israelite. We're better than all those other nations, all right? Let's drop that. Let's go to Amos chapter 3, verse 1. You know what I mean? Let's see how the Lord look at these other nations, man. Oh, Salakia. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 54. Salakia. Salakia, Israel. You know, I'm kind of speeding up a little bit. Let me slow down a little bit. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. And it reads, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. So the Most High God made Adam to reign over all the creatures, man, to be God over all the creatures. All right, let's continue on. Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So look, we all come from Adam, man. Adam was the beginning of Israel. Adam is the beginning of the covenant with the Lord, of having the blessing of the Lord. And we all come from Adam. Now, everybody don't come from Adam. The Caucasians don't come from Adam. You know what I mean? And that's why the Christian church is so dangerous and so corrupt and wicked, because we are all not the same. You know what I mean? We all don't come from the same line. Yeah, we all people, but the oppressor don't come from Adam. The Chinese man don't come from Adam. The Adam is the beginning of the bloodline of Israel, Black, Hispanic, and Natives. That's who Adam is. All right. So your Christian pastor be telling you that we all the same and that we all come from the same bloodline. That's not true. Yeah, we are all people. And I'm going to pull that script for you. Salakia. Let's go to Genesis. We'll go to Genesis. Let me find it real quick. Salakia. It's in the book of Genesis. Salakia. Okay. Now look, I'm going to show you, right? All right. In the book of Genesis, it says, the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the fish of the sea, you know what that is, and over the fowl of the air, meaning the birds, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Verse 27. So God created man in his own image, and in the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. So God made male and female, man. All right. So I'm not arguing that, but that don't mean that those people who he made were special unto him. All right. Let's continue on. Verse 28. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and plenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. All right. Now let's drop that. Let's go down to Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. Now this is the beginning of Adam, right? So God created all these people, and he let them run the earth. He said, look, man, go ahead, have dominion over all this, right? Let's see how you operate, all right? But then God came back, right? And this is Genesis chapter 2, verse 7. And the Lord God formed man of dust of the ground. Now understand this. The man who I just covered are not the same man as the man that the Lord formed from the dust of the ground. All right? And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. Look, meaning he formed man. He formed them. Not meaning he made, of course he formed them, but he took them out of the earth. He took them out of the earth, right? So like lost my train of thought. And breathed into his nostrils The breath of life, man. That breath of life is the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I mean? That's that breath of life. And man became a living soul. And man became a living soul, man. So once he took them from the dirt of the earth and breathed in them the life, man. And he became a living soul, meaning he began to know and operate the way the Lord really wanted him to. You feel me? Salakia. Where am I at? Salakia. I lost my train of thought. Salakia. So let's go back to Ezra, Salakia. Let's go back to Ezra because it's a reason why I brought that out, Salakia. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. So the people the Lord has chosen were the Israelites. And he says that we come all because this book is only talking to Israelites. It's not talking about the whole universe. It's not talking about the whole wide globe. It's just talking about Israelites. So we came from Adam. So what I read before showed you that there was people here before Adam was formed. Because Adam was formed, from what it said, was from the dust. And he breathed into his nostrils. Those other people didn't have, the Lord wasn't working with them, man. You feel me? Not saying that they didn't have breath in their body. I mean, of course, you need to breathe. You got to have all that in your body to function. But the covenant and the blessing that the Lord had, he gave to Israel, man. All right? That wasn't meant for everybody else. All right, I'm going to continue on. Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake. What is the world, man? It's not the whole planet Earth. He's talking about Israel here. He said the Lord made Israel for our sake, man. He gave us had us separate from all these other nations for our sake. You know what I mean? Because at the time when this Bible was written, everybody went kumbaya together. It wasn't like America. We all went sitting together and voting and trying to live life on one accord. No, the Lord made Israel to be separate. So what did it say? Salakia. It said, he made us, Salakia, because thou madest the world for our sake, man. So the world was Israel. And he had us separate from everybody else for our sake. And you can, and this is heavy, man, because if we would have, you can see the trauma and the problems and issues right now in America because we decided to come together, because we wanted to follow Dr. King and have a dream and live like the oppressor, right? And that's why it was for our sake to be separate. Because if we would have stayed separate, we wouldn't be afflicted with all these plagues that we're going through, man, and being caught up with the oppressor and trying to be like the oppressor. But the scripture said, "Envy not thy enemy, man. Envy not thy oppressor, man." Meaning, don't be like them. You know what I mean? But you got brothers out here who man, Israelites, we don't kill each other. That's not our custom, man. Then we learned that from the oppressor. And you got brothers out here who envy the oppressor. They want to be just like the oppressor. A cop killer brother. Oh well, man. Another brother want to kill a brother. You know what I mean? You see all these sisters out here seeing all these white women. Man, hey, listen, the first real prostitutes were white women. Salakia. You know what I mean? The first real prostitutes were white women. That's not a trait of Israel. Black women didn't start off being like that. They had to rape and kill our people to be sexual with them. You know what I mean? To get them to obey by their rules and what they want to do sexually to our people. Shalom Aleichem, sir. You know what I mean? That's not our custom. So let's continue on. Salakia. Okay, verse 56. As for the other people, who is the other people? He's talking about them Caucasians. He's talking about them Hamites. As for the other people, which also come of Salakia. Am I right? Let me see. Salakia. For other people also come from Adam. Oh, yeah, yep. Yeah, he's talking about the other people, man. He's talking about the other people who came from Adam, man. What did he say? He said, which also of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel, man. Look, man, the Lord said all them other nations, man, are nothing, man. They are like spittle, man, in a bucket. And if you spit in the bucket and turn it upside down, and that one drop you see, that's all you get. That's what they're worth, man. They're like unto spittle to the Most High. All right, let me continue on. Salakia. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathens which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be Lord over us and to devour us. So look, man, the Africans said black people can come back to Africa. But you know what they're going to do when we go back to Africa? They're going to try to treat us just like the oppressor did here, man. They know we are not the same. The oppressor, these heathens, I mean, these oppressors out here know who we are and what we're supposed to be. That's why we don't get treated the same way the Asian man get treated. When a cop kill a black person, they don't pass a black bill saying all cops stop killing black people. They don't pass bills for that. You got one old ass Asian man who get pushed down on the ground and they pass a bill saying stop Asian hate. You know what I mean? They ain't passed a bill saying stop black hate. Even back then in the 60s, they weren't passing bills to say stop black hate. And our people used to get beat, dogs sicked on them, shot up with water hose. It was all type of violence going to black people. And it still is to this day. But they ain't gonna pass a bill saying stop that. What about all the sisters that's missing in Chicago and all around the world? It's more black women missing than it is any other ethnicity woman missing in America, in the world. Are they passing bills saying stop that? No. Are they passing bills saying make it more equal for black people? If you notice, so this is the corruption in this empire, man. They'll pass a bill and they say it's for a black man and black woman, or for the blacks or Hispanics, and they want to tie everybody into that bill. So if you say you pass a bill for the black man, now you got gay people taking part in that bill. You know what I mean? If they really wanted to make something better for individual people like black people, it's more than just giving them reparations. And you know you're never gonna get that. But they have passed a bill specifically for black people. If an American knows how bad they treated African Americans here in America over the last years, and they still ain't passed a bill saying, look, if you're an African American, look, we'll pay 75% of your home. We owe y'all that. Without y'all, America wouldn't be nothing. They're not gonna do that. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna say, look, we know y'all help build this empire to what it was, and we cheated y'all out. Look, we gonna make sure y'all get. We gonna give y'all the east side of California, or we gonna give y'all the northern side of California, and we'll stick to. They're not gonna do that because they greedy and they don't care for you. They only care for their own kind, man. And that's why we got to get back to caring for our own kind, man. They became lords over you. They dictate to you how you will live your life, what you will get, what you gonna eat, whether it's good food or bad food, what type of water you gonna drink, man, what hours out of the day you work. They're telling you what to do. They're telling you how much money you gonna, how much child support you're gonna pay, and you might not have enough money to pay it. They're telling you how you can see your kids. They're controlling the minds of us so well that they convince our women to follow their rules and their ways. And history shows that, man, the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and there's nothing right about him, man. There's nothing accurate about anything he does. Everything he does is for self. It's for self-gain. All right? Let's continue on. Verse 58. So like, but we thy people, whom thou hast called the firstborn, thy only begotten, and the fervent loves are given into their hands. So look, man, we are the God chosen. We are His chosen ones, man. We're given into their hands, man. What does that mean? Be given into their hands? Meaning they do whatever they want to us, man. They don't care. They don't worry about having to answer to what they do to us. Because we don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. What do? We turn away from where we're supposed to be. All black Hispanics and them supposed to be here in the ISUPK. What they want to go do? They want to go be Christians, man. They want to go be Muslims, walk around a rock, a solar, like, damn, what the hell is that rock, man? Is it an asteroid? What the hell is that? Anyway, man, want to walk around a damn rock from outer space and say that that's God. But you know what? That is their God. But the God of blacks, Hispanics, and natives is Israel, man. And the only way you can connect to that God is by following his law, statutes, and commandments, man. And that's this book right here. Salakia, let's go. Verse 59. If the world now be made for our sake, why do we not possess and inherit with the world? How long shall this endure, man? Look, so it's saying here, man, look, man, if it is made for our sake, why don't we possess it? How long will we endure? Well, look, I'm gonna tell you, we gonna keep on enduring this until we get back right with our Lord and follow the law, statutes, and commandments. This world was given to us, but because we sinned against the Lord and couldn't follow his law, statutes, and commandments and do as he said, guess what? He sent us into captivity under the hands of these other nations, man. And that's why it's so important for us to get back to where we are, where we need to be. And look, the brothers in the ISUPK is doing a phenomenal job of setting an example of what blacks, Hispanics, and natives should do, man. And that's follow the law, statutes, and commandments, bring this true brotherhood together, and lead not to your own understanding, man. Don't think you because you read the Bible, you understand it, man. Believe me, man. It's a lot of it's more than just having a broad sight of what you're reading, man. You have to get under leadership and under brothers who actually know this book, man. You can't assume anything out of this book, because once you begin to assume, that's when you go off the track. Salakia. So let's drop that. Let's go to Amos chapter 3, verse 1. The book of Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Salakia Israel. Okay. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this, world, that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt. So he's saying, man, he's speaking against us, man. Our whole family, meaning black, Hispanics, and natives, man, who he brought out of Egypt. What's that word Egypt mean? Captivity, man, out of slavery. All right, let's continue on. Saying, verse 2, Salaki, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. I mean, look, man, of all these families and different people on this earth, the only family here on this earth that I've known was Israel, man. The Lord only knows you, man. He don't relate to the Caucasian, man. He don't relate to the Asians, man. He don't relate to the Africans. He only relates to the black, Hispanics, and natives, man. Israel, man. All right. So, like, therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities. Look, man, he said he will punish us for all the sinful things that we do, man. For all the times for us turning away from him, man. For us eating shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster, man. For us wanting to be whores and whoremongers, man. For us not keeping the Sabbath. All these things he said he would do, he will punish us because we didn't do them. He didn't say he go punish the whole the earth. He didn't say he was gonna punish the African man. Oh man, they know how their customs go. They like to have dirt on their face and put their head behind the ass of a donkey and let them pee on them. That's how they clean themselves. Those are their customs, man. Our customs, we're way neater than that, man. But you know what you're gonna do? You probably watch that video and they probably tell you that it's good for your skin or something, and then you got some so-called some Gentile brother who are Israelite but don't know he is. He want to go be like the Africans, so he go stand behind the donkey next and let the donkey piss on his head. Salaki, you know what I mean? Because Israel, that's what we do. We're copycat, brothers copycats. You know what I mean? Sir. Wow, sir. You know what I mean? So with that, we're gonna drop that. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1. You know what I mean? And he said he gonna what? He said he gonna punish us. So with Deuteronomy, man, we gonna find out the punishments. All right, let's figure out the punishments. You know what I mean? And this is a form of brotherhood, is by following the Lord's statutes and commandments, man. Showing yourself approved, man. You know what I mean? Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy. The book of Deuteronomy, Salakia, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations, man. If we do what the Lord say, man, we will be set on high above all nations, man. And it's not just one person. This is going to take all of us to come together and do this, man. This is why we hit the streets every weekend. This is why we teach classes every week, man. This is why brothers put that extra brick in. Man, listen, this work in this truth, it's not easy, man. You know what I mean? What's easy is to sit your ass at, so like sit at home and not do nothing, man. What's easy is to see your brother suffering and struggling and act like you don't owe him at least the courtesy to help him out. What's easy is when you see your brother calling you and he needs you, you don't answer his phone call. That's easy, man. Or you see a sister getting beat up by a Chinese man and you pull your phone out. That's easy, man. You know what I mean? It's hard for you to know what a real man is and what a real brother is, and stand up for that sister and break that. And at least you can do is break it up. I know I'm gonna get a phone call after what I do. I'm breaking chins, hitting one of my sisters, man. I'm hitting you back, man. That's just me though. Everybody ain't like that, but at least a brother can do is try to break it up, man. You know what I mean? Don't. You got brothers sending. Look, you got brothers who pimping their women and taking them to the blade and coming home and really just trying to have a family with them, though. You know what I mean? Like, man, that's not brotherhood, man. The Lord said we gotta what? We gotta all come together, man, to reap the benefits, man. Not one of us can do it. You know what I mean? That's why. So go ahead.
No, when you finish, you got a long precept, but it's a precept to what you're saying about it takes all of us.
Come on, so let's get into it. Okay, that's why like when you hear on a Clubhouse, all these sisters be talking about how is it good to be with an Israelite man, or should you run, should you go with them? Look, sis, if you do run, you should be running towards them, not the other way. You know what I mean? Because and they asked the question, and I couldn't get on the stage, man. I'm like, look, all you got to do is understand structure. A woman wants a man who has structure, man. You get with a man in the world, he don't have structure. He's going to sleep with you. He's going to sleep with your mom. He's going to sleep with your sister. He doesn't have structure, man. He don't have respect. You know what I mean? If you want a man with some dignity, be with an Israelite, man. But not just in the Israelite. You got to come to the ISUPK, man.
That's right.
This is where the real man is, man. All right. So what's that precept you got on?
It's a long precept. I'll read it though.
Come on, sir.
Joshua chapter 7. And it starts at verse 2.
Come on, sir.
You got that, sir.
Come on, sir. Right. So just you can go ahead and get in there, sir.
So Joshua chapter 7, verse 2. And Joshua sent men from Jericho to Ai, which is beside Bethaven, on the east side of Bethel, and spake unto them, saying, Go up and view the country. And the men went up and viewed Ai. Verse 3, and they returned to Joshua and said unto him, Let not all the people go up, but let about 2,000 or 3,000 men go up and smite Ai. And make not all the people to labor thither, for they are but few. Verse 4, so there went up thither of the people about 3,000 men, and they fled before the men of Ai. Verse 5, and the men of Ai smote of them about 36 men, meaning we were losing. For they chased them from before the gate, even unto Shebarim, and smote them to the going down. Wherefore the heart of the people melted and became as water. So we was losing, even though we knew the Lord was with us. Right. Verse 6, and Joshua rent his clothes and fell to the earth upon his face before the ark of the Lord until the eventide, he and the elders of Israel, and put dust upon their heads. Verse 7, and Joshua said, alas, O Lord power, wherefore hast thou at all brought this people over Jordan to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites, to destroy us? Would to God we had been content and dwelt on the other side of Jordan. Verse 8, O Lord, what shall I say when Israel turneth their backs before their enemies? Verse 9, for the Canaanites and all the inhabitants of the land shall hear of it, and shall environ us around, and put off our and cut off our name from the earth. And what wilt thou do unto thy great name? Verse 10, and the Lord said unto Joshua, get thee up. Wherefore liest thou thus upon thy face? Verse 11, Israel hath sinned, and they have also transgressed my covenant, which I commanded them. For they have even taken of the accursed thing, and have also stolen, and dissembled also, and they have put it even among their own stuff. So when you read further, the Lord, Joshua was like, we're going to get down to the bottom of this. We're going to find out who it is. So he took, of the 12 tribes, he took one family, one nation. And of that nation, he took one family. And of that family, he got to the bottom of who had done the thing that they weren't supposed to do. All right, I'm going to continue at verse 14. So,
no, go ahead. Sir.
In the Joshua chapter 7, verse 14.
Okay.
In the morning, therefore, ye shall bring according to your tribes, and it shall be that the tribe which the Lord taketh shall come according to the families thereof. And the family which the Lord shall take shall come by households, and the household which the Lord shall take shall come man by man. 15, and there shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire, he and all that he hath, because he have transgressed the covenant of the Lord, and because he hath wrought folly in Israel. Verse 16, forgive me. So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes, and the tribe of Judah was taken. 17, and he brought the family of Judah, and he took the family of the Jerahites, and he brought the family of the Jerahites man by man, and Zabdi was taken. 18, and he brought his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Jebdi, the son of Zariah, of the tribe of Judah was taken. Verse 19, and he said unto Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord God of Israel, and make confession unto him, and tell me now what thou hast done. Hide it not from me. Verse 20, Achan answered Joshua, and said, indeed, I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel, and thus have I done. Verse 21, when I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonian garment, and 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight, then I coveted them, and took them, and behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. Verse 22, so Joshua sent messengers, and they ran into the tent, and behold, it was in this tent, and the silver under it. 23, and they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua, and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Lord. Forgive me. 24, and Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan, the son of Zariah, and the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his daughters, and his oxen, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had, and they brought them unto the valley of Achor. Verse 25, and Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us? The Lord shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones, and burnt them with fire, after they had stoned them with stones. Verse 26, and they raised over him a great heap of stones unto this day. So the Lord turned from the fierceness of his anger. Wherefore the name of that place is called the Valley of Achor unto this day. which is to say, just one man
Right.
messed it up for the whole nation. We taking over our land.
Right.
But because you getting in the way and you coveting, which is against the Lord, according to the commandments, and against the orders that was given in the taking of Ai. So like you bring it out in Deuteronomy chapter 28.
Right.
If you keep these commandments, these blessings gonna come on you.
Exactly.
The minute you turn away, the Lord's fierceness is gonna come upon you.
Yeah, right. So hey, that's heavy, sir. That's heavy. And look, and it was crazy about it. The whole time that's happening, he had to have that thought in his mind like this, because I did it. But why he letting his brothers get slaughtered though? Yeah, he could have been came up and said, look, I did this. I don't want, because he at this point they already know what's gonna happen. He know. Everybody going up like, man, we've been righteous, we fighting with the Lord, we doing everything he say do. And he know in his mind, like, man, but and that's the thing. That's why that's why the ISUPK is so important to the black community, man. You know what I mean? And because if our people they continue to sin, and they're like, well, it's just my life. I want to smoke crack. That's my life. Nah, brother, you hurting us all, man. Because guess what? You might not see it, but you hurting your son gonna grow up and think that it's cool to smoke weed. Your son gonna grow up, your daughter gonna grow up and think it's cool to just sleep with random men. You know what I mean? Like, we all got to come together on one accord to change it, man. You know what I mean? Salaki, sir, that was a hell of a precept too, sir. Salaki.
Super long, but
Man, now that was wild. That was right on time, sir. So that is very vital for us to gather ourselves together and be on one accord, man. You know what I mean? We're going to go to Psalm chapter 147, verse 19 through 20. All right? And why is it important for us to come together? Because the Lord didn't the Lord wasn't with everybody. The Lord was only with Israel. All right? Now let's go. Now this is David right here. But David is Salakia. I can't. I lost my train of thought.
songwriter, that's damn true.
Right.
You played that stringed instrument,
Right,
that guitar.
right. David was the first. How can I say it? The first gangster rapper. Hey, the whole songs of David is heavy. You know what I mean? So the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. Sir.
He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Ooh-wee. Now, if I'm not mistaken, sir, Jacob's name was changed to Israel, right?
That's right.
So this is the whole nation here. He showed his words and his statutes and his judgment unto Jacob, meaning, look, if you do it, he's showing you what you got to do and let you know that if you don't do it, these are the things that's going to happen to you. All right.
It's almost, also, if I may, it's almost like he showed his word to Jacob, absolutely, and he showed his word to Jacob's descendants,
right,
which is the children of Israel.
Right.
So it's double talk, but at the same time, it's I showed it to your daddy and I showed it to you.
Yeah, the whole line. That's crazy. Verse 20, sir.
Verse 20. He have not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh.
Ooh, look, he is only with Israel, man. And look, he loved Israel so much that this is like a father and his son. He gonna deal harshly with his son. I'm tougher on my son than I am on any heathen baby walking down the street. You know what I mean? Now I'm not gonna let nothing bad happen because that's just not me. But I'm gonna raise my son. Like if I see a heathen baby playing in dog crap, it must have been what he was taught. You know, that's what I'm gonna assume. I might say, hey man, you shouldn't be playing that crap. But my son, on the other hand, he's already gonna know. You're not gonna bend down and pick that up. That's nasty. It's sick. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're not finna eat shrimp, crab, and pork and lobster because that's not a custom that was given to you by the Lord. You know, your father. And that's why it's so important for fathers to be on one accord and in its truth and in the ISUPK, because you can raise your sons to be real men. You give them structure from the beginning. The whole thing about being in the truth is structure. And that's why we don't have a lot of brothers in the truth, because they can't take structure and order, man. You know what I mean? They cowards and they feminine. You know what I mean? They just weak. You know what I mean? You hear brothers that you know, they like, oh man, how come y'all when one brother talking, y'all be quiet? No, that's order, man. That's order. You got Israelites all on Clubhouse yelling and screaming out of line, out of order, man. And then what the women do? Scream out of order.
If I may, you know what's really wild about that? It's this whole notion that a man expressing himself is feminine.
Right.
I don't understand how that's feminine, yet it rules on Clubhouse. The minute a brother talk passionate, it's feminine energy, it's estrogen. Yeah. It's no, woman, your desire to talk, it's testosterone.
Exactly.
It's not feminine to...
That's heavy.
To be... It's not feminine to really like go over the top, express yourself. A man is supposed to be passionate.
Right.
A woman is supposed to be like Abigail.
Right.
Abigail or Judith. Sisters that were strong in their quietness. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Abigail knew her husband was a goddamn idiot. Right. And she knew, look, I'm just going to load this ass up with foods that my husband ain't going to give him. And I'm going to go and take them to David and I'm going to calm him down. But the women of today, I hate to use the term modern, they just turn, they make, like the scripture said, surely you're turning things upside down, shall be esteemed the potter's clay. They make something that's actually masculine and Jedi mind tricky and thinking it's feminine. Right. When what they're doing is the opposite of what they should be.
Exactly. So that's heavy. So that's another thing. Like on TikTok, I'm sorry, not TikTok, but the Clubhouse I was listening to, I'm like, damn, like the Hamite, she really got a grudge against Israelites. And I really know what it's about. It's because she found out she was a Hamite. She was cool before. As soon as it got into who am I and asked her what her decisions, she was African. She's like, also, I'm a Hamite. She even claimed it. Oh, Hamites like us. I was like, this sister destroyed, man. Or I'm not the sister's Hamite destroyed. You know what I mean? And then you got black women wanting to join up with her. It's. Do you know how many brothers lost their life because the woman couldn't keep her damn mouth closed? Not because he couldn't keep it. I didn't see brothers get into it with brothers because of their women. It wasn't because of them brothers just got into it. It's because like a brother be going back and forth with a brother, and here come a loudmouth woman want to jump in the middle of that, and she gonna relight the flame. You know what I mean? Like it's really unattractive, man. That's unattractive, man. But that's why we got to all come together, gather ourselves together, man. Because if a woman, you know, if we as people come together and follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, we'll know how we should act. We will know what to expect from a real man. If you're a woman, you will know what to expect from a real man, how to approach a real man. You know what I mean? And how to talk to a real man. If we all gather together, brothers can understand how to deal with a real woman, how to approach a real woman, and what to look for in a real woman. You know what I mean? So we're going to drop that. We're going to go to Psalms chapter 133, verse 1.
Psalms chapter 133 and verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Oh, now this ain't the unity that Dr. King wanted to bring together. This is really One West unity. You know what I mean? This is the unity where Black, Hispanics, and Natives come together. You know, where you have Black sisters can dwell and unite with their Native and Hispanic sisters, where you ain't got to worry about them hating on each other, or you know what I mean, wanting to fight with one another. You know what I mean? Or where you can have the Black man come together with his Hispanic brothers and his Native brothers, and and let it be genuine. You know what I mean? You got something on that, sir?
If I may, if I can read the second verse.
Come on, Lord.
Psalm 133, verse 2. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that run down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, which is to say, everybody that be mad about where the oil is when you get it poured on your head. It's supposed to be a lot, damn it.
Right.
It's supposed to run down all the way the top part of the lower part of your garment.
Right,
you know
right.
But that's how good brotherhood is. Like even other scriptures say being in good communication. Being in good communication and dwelling in unity with your brother are two of the most important things ever.
Right.
Because not only do y'all get along, but y'all talk to each other and y'all know how to talk to each other. And just like you said, like a lot of Latinos, man, they gotta be taught that black people is their brothers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of black people gotta be taught that Latinos are our brothers, and to think that there are segments of fake Israelites out there that are trying to tell us that the natives and Latinos aren't our people. Is foolishness.
Right.
It don't even make logical sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like this scripture is saying, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. The unity that's the only unity we need.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what Christ was talking about.
Right. Yeah, right, sir. And you brought that scripture out, that's heavy, sir, because it reminds me of, how you be watching the football games and it make the Super Bowl be a perfect example, right? Whoever wins the Super Bowl, guess what's going to happen to that coach? They're going to grab that bucket and they're going to dump it on his hair, right? And when they dump it on his head, he goes, and it's going to drip all the way down. And that feeling that he had in that moment is the feeling was meant for Israel when they get that oil point on their head, man. That's how we supposed to feel when we together with brothers and sisters, man. You know what I mean? And the oil running down your head. I mean, down your beard, the hair on your beard. I remember when the Lord blessed me to get some oil poured on my head last time. I rubbed it in, you know what I mean? I was shining for about 2 days. So like it, but you know what I mean? That's the custom of Israel. You know what I mean? And that just show you how and that feeling, just that feeling alone being, blessed with that oil upon you, it's a feeling, man, that not even a coach who is coaching football who wins a championship can feel. He can't relate to that. All right? So Lakia, if I may, sir, let's just drop that. Let's go to Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1. It's very important for us to gather ourselves together, man. And it's crazy because I was watching something else. I seen a video I just recently shared. The Puerto Ricans, like this is Puerto Rican sisters came out and said shit. I mean, the worst thing they could have ever did was separate them from I think it's Puerto Ricans and I don't want to say the Dominicans or something, but they're all the same. But what they did was they just separated them and gave them 2 different flags. They speak the same language, but they just got 2 different flags. So I think about how when Kanye West on the Clubhouse interview, he was like, well, what do black people don't have? Well, they don't have a flag. And I'm thinking to myself, when she said that, I'm like, damn, that flag can really destroy us even more. That flag can make it where blacks here in America, because we got a flag on the west side of America, a flag that's different from the east side of America, then we will all say that we're not the same. You know what I mean? So really, that flag really is another way to destroy you, to tie you to something. That's why we look at the American flag, and then even Issachar to use them. You got American Hispanics who hate on, Hispanics from Mexico. Oh no, they shouldn't be here. Send them back across the border. You know what I mean? Brothers who was hating on the Haitians for coming over here. You know what I mean? It's like that flag drives a wedge in between you and your people, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. You got that, sir?
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation, not desired.
Oh, man. Gather together. And he said, gather together, O nation, not desired. Man, the nation that's not desired is the blacks, Hispanics, and natives, man. That's right. Those people are not desired, man. The nation that's not desired are those people who suffer in similar ways. You know what I mean? You see them at the border separating them babies from their parents and their mom and dad. Guess who else they did that to? They did that to the slaves. They snatched them babies from out their mother arms and hung their fathers, send the baby up north while the mother stayed down south. You know what I mean? Who else they did that to? They did it to the Indians. When they went in and killed all them Indians, don't think that it wasn't no little kids left around that they took and did God knows what with. You know what I mean? They do this to us because they know how powerful we are together. And then moving forward, they draw a wedge between us to keep us separate because they know if we become one and we all come together and realize that we have more in common than we don't have in common, that's when the tables will turn. That's when we'll realize who we are. That's when brothers and sisters are getting to this school and we wouldn't be Christians. We wouldn't be Muslims. We wouldn't be Seventh-day Adventists and Baptists. All those things come from the oppressor. You know what I mean? Those are not of Black, Hispanics, and Native culture. You got anything, sir, you want to bring out? You know what I mean? So lucky for the title too. I meant to put gather together. But it's very vital for us to gather together, man. Like sisters, know who you are and gather together with your sister, man. You know what I mean? If you're a Hispanic lady, man, or a Hispanic sister, you're supposed to love that Judite sister, that Black sister, like it's your own sister that came from your own mama. You feel me? Because she is. You feel me? Like our bloodline is the same. And when we do that and get into the ISUPK, you know what I mean, and humble ourselves. Let's just stop trying to. There's too many Indians. I mean, too many chiefs and not enough Indians. It used to go the other way around. Back in the day, they used to say it's too many Indians and not enough chiefs. Well, now we got too many chiefs and not enough Indians. And this is the beginning of gathering yourself together. Because if you have all the chiefs, you're always going to have separation. How about letting men who are chosen by the Lord to do this? Don't come into the dang school and learn this and then go out and try to start your own Hebrew Israelite group and get beat up by the dudes on the corner, man, or the old ladies. You know what I mean? Having your Passover at the strip club. You know what I mean? Come under some real guidance and some real practical knowledge. You know what I mean? So with that, man, I'm Precinct Officer Uraga Bora out of the Northern California camp. I'd like to give a courtesy salute to the brothers out there, man. Anybody who listens, like the water to everybody who tuned in too. I'd like to say Yahweh Shimi Al Shabaraka Thumb to all the brothers and Yahweh Shamar Al Thumb Shimi Al Shada all the sisters. Tomorrow we will be having a class again, 7 o'clock. Tomorrow is scripture breakdown. I don't want Karak, Lord willing, to be in the building to break down them scriptures, man, and bring it to you heavy. You know what I'm saying? We also go follow that Sacramento page, man. Sacramento Israelites. We got the Ottawa Natazab and the brother Karan Yala. They over there doing a major thing over there, man. And it's lit, man. You know what I mean? Believe me, you might not think so, but ISUPK, we're going to take over. The takeover has already begun. So you look better getting with it than being on the sideline. You know what I mean? And with that, shalom.